I am successful. I look for and find opportunities where others see nothing. I am a lifetime learner. I am solution focused. I see only solutions. I am a solution. I welcome everyone that's just joining us to the Be Transformed Tribe. I'm the catalyst. My name is Lanre Olusola, and this is where we have the real conversations around every dimension of your life. Tonight, we're talking about beyond the hustle, building wealth without losing your peace. And, I want to start off by answering the question, really, what is wealth? And what is the correlation between wealth and peace? So wealth is really defined as total well-being, not just material riches. So a lot of people think that if you have cash, you're wealthy. No. Wealth is beyond just riches and cash flow. Wealth is health. Wealth is joy. Wealth is purpose. Wealth is peace. Wealth is financial freedom. Wealth is time freedom, and wealth is meaningful relationships. Let me take it again. So wealth is health plus joy plus purpose plus peace plus financial freedom plus time freedom plus meaningful relationships. So you'd find out that within the whole construct of wealth, you have financial freedom, which riches and cash flow is just one element of it. So you also find that without peace, then the equation for wealth is incomplete. Wealth is the ability to meet your needs, to fulfill your potential, to impact other lives, and to leave a legacy. Very, very important. It encompasses meeting your own needs, fulfilling your potential, that is realizing and fulfilling your purpose, making impact, adding value to other people's lives, and leaving a legacy. And it's impossible for you to say that you are wealthy without peace, because the absence of peace is associated with hustling. I think I would like to associate the mindset of hustling with aspiring to succeed. And if we define what hustling is and we define what short-term success is, you would realize that there's a correlation or relationship between both of them. So when you hustle, you're one that reacts and strives to survive. That is based on a mindset that is short-term. And you're looking at immediate gains that you can make. You're looking at, non-stop grinding, or you're looking at transactions, and your mindset is around transactions. And then there's no rest, there's no rhythm, and there's no peace. And you just keep on going on and going on and going on and going on. But when we look at wealth, right, you realize that you've got to be able to separate the mindset of the wealthy and what true wealth is from success. So let me break those myths between wealth, success, and hustling. So wealth is multidimensional. Let me speak to the 8 dimensions of wealth. So when we talk about wealth, we're talking about spiritual wealth, where you have inner peace. When you've discovered your purpose, or you are living in purpose and you are fulfilling your purpose, and you have an intimate and personal relationship with God, that is, you are spiritual. So you cannot take spirituality away from wealth, okay? But you can take spirituality away from success, because there are people that say that I am self-made. The second dimension about wealth is about your mental wealth. And this is about soundness of mind. This is about clarity. This is about having a growth mindset. This is about, knowledge, understanding, and wisdom. You don't need any of this to be successful. You don't need any of this to survive. You don't need any of this as a hustler. In fact, if you're looking for wisdom, people are asking you, Omo, why don't you become street smart? Why don't you want to outdo the other person? So when we're talking about wealth, we're talking about soundness of your mental state of being. When we are talking about wealth, we're talking about your emotional well being. We're talking about emotional resilience. We're talking about emotional intelligence. We're talking about joy. We're talking about peace and calm. Of what importance is emotional intelligence when we want to succeed? Let's hustle, man. Let's go and get it regardless of your emotions. Emotions, trample upon people, have one ahead of them, outperform them, out hustle them. And if you can even perform trickery, regardless of how you make people feel. And the fourth dimension of wealth is now very, very key, relational wealth, which is about building meaningful relationships, about building strong and harmonious relationships. It's about building supportive relationships. When we talk about success, it's about using people as a means to get to where you're going. So people are a means to an end. But with wealth, relationship with people is the most important thing. And then the fifth dimension to wealth is physical wealth. When we talk about your health, when we talk about the aura that you carry, the energy that you carry, when we talk about your vitality, when we talk about rest and enough sleep. So wealthy people know that health is wealth. So wealthy people, they go to the health farm, they take time out and go to the health farm. Wealthy people go to the spa. Wealthy people rest. Wealthy people actually give themselves enough rest. They don't stress themselves and they sleep enough. The person that is aspiring to succeed believes that if you sleep too much, then there's somebody out there that is taking what belongs to you. And so it's about that grind. It's about that hustle, man. The more time you spend trying to hustle, the more you believe that you're trying to get one up over the next person, and then you are not allowing the next person to get what is yours, and then you destroy your health. So you pursue money to the detriment of your physical health, and then when you eventually get the cash, you use it to treat yourself. And so you get bankrupt in the end. And those are the people that don't sleep enough. They hustle, and then in their latter years they're suffering from Alzheimer's and dementia. The sixth dimension of wealth is time wealth. Now this is so important. Now, I talked about time freedom, right? Now, freedom and flexibility, right, to spend your time how you choose, right, is born out of investing in time. So wealthy people invest in time. And how do they do that, right? They realize that no man is an island. They realize that time is the only construct that we have to invest, right, in, so that with the more time you get, the wealthier you become. Everybody has 24 hours. So wealthy people invest in relationships. Wealthy people invest in people. So they have more people. And because they have more people that support them, more people that they invest in their lives, more people that they support, more people that work for them, they have more time. So instead of the hustler and the person that is a solopreneur, that is running and striving alone, that has only 24 hours, the wealthy man has 50 people that he has invested in. He has 50 people that work with him. He has 50 people, that are sharing that vision with him. And if you multiply 24 hours times 50, that's how much time wealth the wealthy man has versus the hustler that is only him with his 24 hours. And he's trying to have one over the other person, right? That's the sixth dimension. The seventh dimension is now what we call cash flow and financial wealth. But the thing about the wealthy man is that the wealthy man's money works for him. He doesn't just work for money. The man that is striving to succeed works for money, but the wealthy man puts his money to work for him. That's right. But the guy that is striving to succeed is the one solo guy that strives to work for money. He believes that the harder he works, the more money that he will be able to make. But the wealthy man knows that it's not about how hard you work, it's about how smart you are. It's about putting the right systems in place. It's about putting the right structures in place. It's about putting the right strategies in place. And the eighth dimension, right, is legacy wealth. And it's a question that nags the wealthy. How will I be remembered? How will I create a legacy? And they only do it by creating systems, structures, and strategies, by upholding their core values, by investing in assets, not liabilities. Assets. They create it with divine wisdom. They build legacy wealth in line with their purpose by solving problems. And they realize that the more problems they solve, right, the more, impactful their legacy is. So they are looking for problems to solve. They're looking for needs to meet. They're looking for challenges that they can become the solutions to. And they think generationally. They think long term. The man that is aspiring to succeed is thinking short to medium term. And so if you understand this, you would realize that, the successful man is always, he always looks at things from an urgency perspective. He always looks at things from a survival perspective. He always looks at things from a scarcity perspective. Yeah, he's constantly multitasking and he's very, very busy. He will do everything that he needs to do to make money. So if this opportunity comes, he will take it. If that opportunity comes, he will take it, even if it does not align with his vision, even if it doesn't align with his purpose. The successful or the hustler is constantly, even though he builds systems, he constantly sabotages his systems. Why? Because he's constantly looking for deals. Oh, the next deal, the next deal. And every choice you make, right, disrupts every other choice that you can make. So focus creates blindness. And so whatever structure that the guy that is striving to succeed builds, right, when another opportunity comes, it will break down the structure that already exists. Whatever strategy is in place, because it's hustling and it's striving to achieve something else, they will pack that strategy. Oh, they like to take shortcuts and they are highly stressed. And you will see that high stress, right, is the opposite of peace. They like competition. And oftentimes it's based on unhealthy comparison, and this leads to burnout. And they glorify the hustle culture, as in, man, only the strongest survive. Let's push, let's strive, let's go there. How do you even identify whether you're on the success streak or the hustling streak, and differentiate it from whether you are on the wealth highway? And I'm going to break it down in 3 or 4 different ways. Number one is the mindset. The difference between the mindset of the hustler, the person that strives for success, and the person that's on the highway to wealth. I would also, try as much as possible to get us to understand the core fundamental belief systems that both of them run, and the fundamental differences between the person on the wealthy highway and the person that is transitioning from hustling and success and is on that highway. So first thing is, let's talk about the mindset of the hustler versus the mindset of the wealthy. Now, the mindset of the hustler, right, is it says that if I don't do it and if I don't have it all now, I will lose it all. That's the mindset of the hustler. The hustler says grind now, hustle now, push now, but sleep and rest later. The hustler says, more money is equal to more work. That is, more money is the result of more work. Wow. The person that is a hustler that is striving just to success says nobody is coming to save me. Nobody is coming to help me. I am on my own. This is a rat race. The hustler says success is equal to status. So let me go and, build my status because, man, success is equal to it. The hustler says that the patient dog has no bone left to eat. But the wealth builder or the wealthy person says purpose, impact, meeting needs, and solving problems precede wealth. Let me take that again. Purpose, impact, meeting needs, and solving problems precede wealth. The wealthy man's mindset is that it is systems, it is structures and strategies that create freedom. Now, it is freedom that creates wealth. Wow, wow, wow. So the wealthy man wants to build systems, structures, and strategies to set him free because he understands that he needs freedom to be able to create wealth. The wealthy man has a mindset that money works for me, not me working for money. The wealthy mindset says rest is productive. Now, check this out. Rest is productive. It helps me think. And I am a product of my quality thoughts, not my hustle. Oh my God, not my hard work. The wealthy man says rest is productive. So I must incorporate rest every day into everything that I do. It helps me think. I am a product of my quality thoughts. So the wealthy man will he will leave work early and go and play golf. And golf, that, for you to play the 18 holes, you probably need about 4 to 6 hours. He will leave work 3 times a week and go and play golf. But the hustler, go and play golf. No, I can't do that. Now, the mindset of the wealthy says he uses this equation. Success is equal to purpose plus impact plus peace plus freedom. So it doesn't negotiate fulfillment of purpose. Purpose being that I am here to serve humanity with my gift or my products or my services or my solutions. I am here to make impact and build a legacy. And as I'm doing it, right, I need to ensure that I put in place a system that delivers freedom and peace for me. Now, the wealthy man embodies these qualities. He's visionary. He has a long-term thinking and he's generational in his thinking. The wealthy man, he holds this quality. He's disciplined. He's prudent. He develops habits and he's disciplined. He delays gratification. The wealthy man is purpose-driven. He believes that wealth flows from meaning and impact and solving problems. The wealthy man is peaceful. He understands that there can be no wealth without peace. In fact, chaos and catastrophe will destroy your wealth. So they invest everything that they can invest in ensuring that there's peace all around. So they don't chase chaos. They don't create chaos. They cultivate peace by all means. The character of the wealthy is he builds systems and he's very strategic because he knows that wealth is about taking it to scale. Oh yes, it's about expansion. It's about explosion. And you cannot successfully expand and go to scale without building systems, without having structures and the right strategies in place that can be replicated. So the wealthy thinks culture. The successful thinks, let's just do it, man. Let's just do what we need to do. The wealthy man is an investor, is an entrepreneur in its true definition, which means he invests in time, he uses money to buy time. The hustler, he spends time to chase money. So the wealthy man uses his money to invest in more time by investing in more people, right? And they ensure that they grow and they develop everything. And they are generous. They are the philanthropists. They are generous. They understand the fundamental principle of seed and harvest, and generosity and kindness and giving is part of their essence. Meanwhile, the hustler is restless. He's always grinding. He's never arriving. So you just keep on keeping on. You just keep on keeping on. You just keep on keeping on. When are you going to pause? The hustler or the person striving for success is very reactive. He makes decisions based on his reality, his pressure, and based on the short term. Every decision he makes is about now. It's about today. It's about the short term. Oh yes. Oh yes. Always under pressure. Always in a hurry to make a decision. Oh, the wealthy don't think like that. The hustler is a survivalist. He prioritizes money and his needs over everything else, over purpose, over meaning, over relationship. Oh, more, there's money to be made. Let's go. Over his relationships, oh, more, there's money to be made. Let's go. Let's stumble over everybody. There's money on the other side. We move. He is a survivalist. The hustler is a solopreneur. They don't delegate. They keep their secrets to their heart. They keep their strategies to their heart. They don't build teams. Oh, yes. They don't build systems. They don't build structure. They dismantle it. Oh, yeah. They like to divide and rule so that they create chaos, so that they are the only ones. They are very transactional. They focus on what they can get. At every point, they are always exhausted. They live on adrenaline and caffeine. They live on cortisol, Benny, dopamine. Oh, yes, that's what they live on. One day they crash, they burn out, and they are status focused. They invest so much in their appearance, their car, the clothes, the external, because they want to deceive. The wealthy man will wear the same suit. Go and check Warren Buffett. Go and check Bill Gates. Go and check Mark Zuckerberg. The same kind of t-shirt and jeans. Look at Steve Jobs. Same t-shirt and jeans. The wealthy, the appearance. It is the hustler and the person that is striving to succeed and is the one that is status focused. Oh, yes. Their core beliefs are, also very, very interesting. The hustler and the wealthy. In terms of life, right? The hustler believes that life is a battle and I must survive. The wealthy believe that life is a gift. I'm a steward of life. I'm a giver of life. And so they show up every day, right, to be of service to humanity. Oh, when it comes to money, oh, yes. When it comes to money, the belief system of the hustler is about make money fast and make it now. Meanwhile, the wealthy says grow wealth patiently and intentionally. We're here for the long haul. In terms of success, the hustler says get rich or die trying. The wealthy says be impactful, find fulfillment, find freedom, and leave a legacy. Oh, in terms of time, the belief system of the hustler is time is money. I must trade one for the other. Time is money. I must trade one for the other. That is, I must give my time for money. So they sell themselves short every time. I must trade my time for money. But the wealthy thinks that time is sacred. I must buy it back. Wow. The wealthy believe that time is sacred. Oh, yes. And they think I must buy it back through the system, through the structures, through the people. So they buy time. In terms of peace, the belief system of the hustler is that peace is a luxury. Meanwhile, the wealthy think that peace is priority. You cannot build wealth and sustain it without peace. But the hustler, that's a luxury, I beg. Peace, peace, like life, bagbe. And so, when it comes to motives, right, the hustler chases, but the wealthy, they create and they build. The hustler chases. When it comes to what drives them, they chase money. But what drives the wealthy is building and he's creating. When it comes to time, the hustler trades his time for money. The wealthy, they multiply their time. In terms of energy, the hustler is drained. The wealthy sustains his energy. He keeps his energy intact all day. in terms of focus. The hustler does everything and is distracted by everything. Wherever there's opportunity, they say, come and do telecoms, is there. Come and do clothes, is there. Come and do interiors, is there. I used to be a hustler. As in, I was a super hustler until God just paused me and showed me the right path. I would still have been a hustler. I was a hustler on dopamine. I was a hustler on adrenaline. I was a hustler on cortisol. I was running 14 different hustles. 14 different hustles at the same time. In fact, one of my friends called me on Okon Owoja. Yes. My friend Deji Akinyonju, he was the one that brought Chicken Republic to Nigeria. Deji Akinyonju. Then he used to call me on Okon Owoja. Whenever he sees me, he would just hail me from afar on Okon Owoja. Ah, Baba. You know, I was a hustler, like a hustler, right? Everything goes. But the wealth mindset is about stay focused. Find one thing and focus on it. Find one thing and focus on. Check the wealthy. Everyone that is wealthy is one thing that made them wealthy. One thing. Not many things. One thing. Go and check the businesses of the wealthy. Whether it's Warren Buffett, whether it's Mark Zuckerberg, whether it's Bill Gates. One thing made them wealthy. Now, once they've built their wealth, they can now invest and buy other businesses that other CEOs run. And they maybe own maybe 10%, 15% or more. But it's one thing. They focus on one thing. And when they create wealth, when they want their money to work for them, then they invest heavily in other things, but they don't run it. But the hustler, they used to be like me now, no Waja. Benny, the hustler, when it comes to systems, he's the only one that runs around. Oh yeah, he's a real hustler. He runs around. The wealthy, he builds systems, he puts structures in place, and he puts the right strategy in place. When it comes to rest, the hustler neglects rest. The wealthy, they honor rest though. When it comes to legacy, the hustler lives for now, but the wealthy thinks generation. And so it is therefore very, very important for you to be able to identify where you fit. I've talked about the mindset. I've talked about the belief system. I've talked about the fundamental differences between the hustler and the person that is striving to succeed and the person that is on a pathway to building wealth. How do you transition from being a hustler and, to becoming someone that is wealthy? First of all, you have to assess your background first. And that's the very first thing. You have to understand, the relationship between your background, your past, and your future. So I'll first talk about the background of the hustler and the background of the wealthy. And then how do you now transition if you find yourself as a hustler? How do you transition to finding yourself, as on the highway of wealth? So the hustler comes from struggle. He comes from scarcity. He comes from a place of survival. The hustler is often the smartest in the room and tries to outsmart everybody else. Or rather, he thinks he's the smartest in the room and tries to outsmart everybody else. The hustler learns that you can only get what you want by hustling hard for it. The hustler's, his background and his thinking from the past is that, he values hustling and he values that over peace because peace feels like a luxury to him. The hustler often, is raised in an environment where he's told that effort is equal to his worth. The amount of struggle and work that he does is what is equal to his worth. So effort is equal to worth. He tries to out-hustle everybody because he believes that everybody else is trying to out-hustle him. So the pie is not enough. I must out-hustle everybody else. But the wealthy, even though some of them come from the same humble beginnings where they lacked, they struggled. Even though some come from an environment where, they're middle pyramid and top pyramid. But the difference is that they've shifted their mindset to a mindset that is driven by vision, by mission, by purpose, by wisdom, and by systems. Now, the background of the wealthy and the person that is going to be wealthy is a background that understands that the struggle isn't a lifestyle or a destination. Yes, the struggle, the past is not meant to be permanent. It's not meant to be my lifestyle. It's not meant to be my destination. It can simply be my launching pad. The wealthy also surround themselves with the right people. They surround themselves with mentors, with coaches. They read books. They study secrets and principles. They study systems that work. They employ and pay advisors. And most importantly, they surround themselves with people that are smarter than them. The hustler must be the smartest person because he cannot afford that anybody else outsmarts him. So, the wealthy man is comfortable. He has self-worth. He has self-confidence. He has self-esteem. He has self-belief. Which means that, he's not threatened. So having identified the backgrounds, how do you transition from being a hustler to someone that is wealthy? What is the pathway? The first thing is awareness. You have to realize where you are. You have to realize that you are stuck in the hustle trap. You cannot deny it. Accept that I'm stuck in the rat race. So when you accept, when you are aware, then you ask yourself, what must I stop doing that I'm currently doing that is keeping me stuck and in the rat race? What must I start doing that I'm currently not doing that must transition me into the highway of the wealthy? What am I currently doing that I know will work and also transition me to the wealthy highway? Second is clarity. It's for you to define your life by the 8 dimensions of wealth. You begin to look at the 8 things and the 8 dimensions of wealth and look at your life and begin to recalibrate your life by definition of those 8 things, what they truly mean, and they must mean everything to you. 3, simplify your life. Cut out all the noise. Focus on what aligns with your strengths, what aligns with your purpose, what aligns with your talents and your gifts, what gives you meaning and in line with your calling. The needs, the challenges, the pain, and the problems that you are wired to solve. Stick with that. Simplify everything you do around that. Number 4, start building systems, start building structures, and create strategies that align, which means that you must invest in tech and AI. You must automate what you are doing. It's not about your hustle. You have to start working smart. Artificial intelligence and tech is now your friend. For the things artificial intelligence and tech cannot do, find the right people that you can delegate to, and then focus on the 20% that brings 80% of your yield and revenue, and delegate the remaining 80% that only bring 20% of your income and revenue. Then create repeatable value. That is, when you serve, when you solve problems, systemize it and recreate additional value. Keep adding value, keep adding value, keep adding value. Number 5 is invest. Invest in your personal growth. Invest in your learning. Invest in your learning and put yours and other people's money, right, to work for you. Let other people's money, let other people's time, let other people's sweat work for you. It's important for you to invest. It's not just about you. You must surround yourself with the right people. You must invest in the right people. And when we are talking right people, it's not everybody that will operate like you. You know, there are people that are wired just to execute. There are people that are wired to think. There are people that are wired to build relationships. There are people that are wired to maintain relationships. There are people that are wired to work tech. Identify what you need and invest in it. Then, community. Surround yourself with visionaries, not people that are grinders and hustlers. Surround yourself with visionaries, people that buy into the vision, people that their vision is fulfilled in the same vision. You have, and everybody has a midwife or midwives. Everybody has destiny helpers. It's important, very, very key that you find your midwives and your destiny helpers, the people that you help them fulfill their own vision and their own destiny. At the same time, they help you fulfill your own vision and your own destiny. Rest and reflect. Prioritize your rejuvenation. Prioritize your renewal. Prioritize your restoration. Schedule peace, a component that is so key and important to you. It's important that you build wealth without losing your peace. And it has to start with purpose, not pressure. You have to ask yourself, why am I doing what I am doing? What is driving everything that I do? If it is money, if it is survival, if it is meeting your needs, you're a hustler. Live by principles, not by hustle hype. Find the knowledge, the wisdom, and the understanding that will elevate you and take you out of the level that you're operating from. Surround yourself with the people that can help you with the kind of knowledge and wisdom that will elevate your thinking. As a man thinks in his heart, so easy. Create margin. Leave space in your day for peace, for thinking, for strategizing. Build, rhythm around your habits and the patterns, and your routines. Create systems and rhythms. What do you do early in the morning when you wake up? What do you do during the day? How do you take short breaks in between the day? How do you take thinking breaks? How do you take rest breaks, right? What time do you go to bed? How long do you sleep for? Oh, yes. Now. Always keep your eyes on what true wealth means and measure the components of true wealth in your life. Make the days count. Hustlers count the days. Wealthy people make the days count. They make health count. They make joy count. They make peace count. They make relationships count. They make, everything in their life, they make it count. Wealthy people are able to say no. It's not every opportunity. It's not every train. It's not every flight that they jump on. Wealthy people are able to say no. Peace comes when you protect your priorities. So what are your priorities? Set your priorities. And anything that is outside of your priority, you've got to be able to say no. Understand that you are because of the people that help you become. And no man is an island by himself. You have to build teams. Wealth is a collective effort. It's not a solo sprint. It is very, very important that, and I want on the different generations and what the different generations need to do differently. So if there's any Gen Z that is listening to me, if you were born between 1997 and 2012, don't chase viral success to the detriment of your sound mind, your peace, your purpose, and finding meaning and creating a legacy. Build a sustainable brand. Gen Z. Don't chase viral success. Build a good reputation. Build a sustainable brand. Prioritize your life. Gen Z. Because you are in the tech era, use tech to create your freedom. Don't use tech to bring anxiety and fear into your life. Gen Z, start investing early, no matter how small. Learn financial literacy. Don't spend everything you have, right? Start investing. Saving is not investing. You can put money aside as savings to invest in something once the money is complete. Saving is not an investment. Save towards an investment. So you say you want to buy land that is worth 50 million, and you know that your cash flows will build up 50 million for you in 24 months. So you are saving for 24 months so that you can buy land of 50 million. Then you put the savings into the investment. Then you start saving again. Don't just save because of saving's sake. Let me speak to the millennials. If you are born between 1981 and 1996, break free from the hustle trauma of your 20s. Shift from fatigue to building scalable businesses. You've hustled enough. And the hustle is created fatigue. You are tired. You are burnt out. You are worn out. Start building scalable businesses. Now, because you are parents, you have to create balance and harmony between home and family, your marriage and your purpose and your business or your career, which means that you need to set clear boundaries and you need to honor those boundaries. Let me finally speak to Generation Y and Generation X. If you are born between 1965 and 1980, oh yes, you are the generation that believes in working hard. You have to shift from working hard to working wise and working smart. You have to invest in technology. You have to upskill yourself. You have to turn your experience into equity. How can you convert your experience in life, your wisdom, your maturity? How can you convert it into equity? And one of the ways to do it is to license your experience, is to consult with your experience, is to coach with your experience, is to mentor with your experience so that it begins to generate revenue for you. You've got to build rest into your life because you're in the later stages of life. Yes. So you have to start resting more and working smarter. Oh yes, you have to start deploying wisdom and experience. And you have to realize that it is not too late. Yes. And, my last words, and I'm sure the baby bloomers are asking, what about us? What about us? You fall into the same category as Generation Y and Generation X in terms of what you should be doing. Honestly, it's time for you to rest. It's time for you to rest, not retire. It's time for you to rest and, to become elder statesmen. It's time for you to think generational. What can I invest in the next generation? What can I invest in the next generation? So you have to think, wow, I am an investor in the next generation. Invest your wisdom. Invest your experience in the next generation. Nurture the next generation. Also, turn your wisdom, your experience, your maturity into equity. Right? You're supposed to sit on boards and become chairman and chairwomen of boards where you lead the next generation, where you guide them, where you navigate them, you handle them right. You're supposed to invest in your grandchildren. Oh yes, you're supposed to spend time in their early years between ages 0 to 7. You're supposed to invest heavily in them because they become everything that they will become from the ages of 0 to 7. So it's about every mistake you've made and not being driven by fear. Invest in the next generation and in the generations to come. It's also important, right, that we realize that we were not created to just grind. We were not designed to hustle. We were designed to progress and to grow. God's blessings make rich and they add no sorrows with it. So don't trade your peace for profit. Don't exchange your don't exchange your purpose for pressure. That's right. Don't exchange your purpose for pressure. The goal isn't to hustle harder. It's about building smarter. So today, I want to challenge each and every one of us to make the right decision, to step out of hustle and to step into legacy. Peace is the path. Wealth is the result. Purpose is the compass. So let's go beyond the hustle, right? And, always say this affirmation as I round up. Say this after me. I am a wise builder of lasting wealth. Say it after me. I am a wise builder of lasting wealth. Say it after me. I create value and I serve with excellence. I create value and I serve with excellence. I multiply resources with divine wisdom. I multiply resources with divine wisdom. I attract opportunities that are aligned with my purpose. I attract opportunities that are aligned with my purpose. Money flows to me and through me in abundance and with peace. Money flows to me and through me in abundance and in peace. I honor God with my wealth. I honor God with my wealth. I grow daily in my service to humanity. I grow daily in my service to humanity. I live in the overflow. I live in the overflow. Spirit, soul, and substance. I am wealthy. I am whole. And I walk in divine peace and legacy. I am wealthy, I am whole, and I walk in divine peace and legacy. On that note, we'll call it a wrap. Thank you to everyone for listening. I am successful. I look for and find opportunities where others see nothing. I am a lifetime learner. I am solution focused. I see only solutions. I am a solution.